Okay, so here's something that has been on my mind a lot this week because it's come up a lot. And no, it's not sleep paralysis this time. Um, so, like I mentioned before, I teach STEM. I'm a science, technology, engineering, math. I guess I can say teacher. I teach it. It's just after school. It's an after school club. So it's not like a career because I'm an AmeriCorps volunteer, so I'm paid for it. I'm a paid volunteer. But yeah, anyway, it's kind of confusing. But I teach STEM after school. I'm an after school club teacher for STEM. Anyway, so lately it has been coming up a lot in my theater classes. I'm a theater major, right? We all know that. Duh. Okay. Um, where there's just this thing, okay, between the people that are in like science majors and stuff like that and the people that are in the humanities, and they're always like this all the time. It's so frustrating for me because obviously, like, I do science. I was ahead in math all growing up. Like, I don't necessarily love math, but I was good at it. And then you have the humanities people, and I'm a theater major, so I'm one of the humanities people. So there's this thing where all the time, you'll have science majors and math majors and engineering majors and people in those types of majors being like, well, all those people in the humanities college, we'll be laughing at them when we're making tons of money and they're dirt poor. Okay, well, here's the thing. Those of us in the humanities college, we know we're not going to make a lot of money. Let's be honest. Like, we have no plans to make a ton of money. We know we're going to be poor. We go into the humanities not for money, but because we enjoy it. We think it's fun. It is fun. I love theater. I don't plan on making a lot. I'm not going to be a famous actress. I'm going to teach, which is even worse because teachers make even less. So, anyway, so that's how I see that. But then you also have this thing in the humanities where people will be like, oh yeah, those science and technology and engineering and math majors think they're so cool and they're going to be so rich, but, they won't have happiness. Okay. First of all, whoa, that is not true. You don't know. Like, there are people that like math, and there are people that like science. They exist. And those things bring them happiness, and that's why they go into those fields. That's why they study that in school. And yes, there are people that decide to go into those things not because they love them, but because of the money. But, I mean, come on. The majority of them probably love what they're doing. Just as much as we humanities people love what we're doing. So, anyway, it just frustrates me so much because they love what they're doing. They just happen to be making more money. They're gonna make more money, okay? That's just how it is. But we love what we're doing too, and we're not in it for the money. It's never about money, people. Like, let's just drop the money thing. It's not about the money. It's about doing what we enjoy, and we're all in school doing what we enjoy. And I just want everyone to get along. Mostly because I am in both groups. And, I don't study that stuff, and I'm not passionate about it like I am about theater, but it's interesting, and I still like it. And my least favorite thing is when I'm sitting in a theater class, and someone mentions something science-related, and the professor goes, oh, we're theater majors, we don't know about that. And I'm like, no, that is so not true. I know about science. Kind of. I never took a chemistry class, so I actually, know legitimately zero about chemistry. But I know about math. I know about science. I mean, I worked in a technology job at BYU. I did all that tech stuff. I am a STEM teacher now. And honestly, engineering requires a lot of creativity and humanities to begin with. And that's the other thing, is we always seem to think that we have to separate them out. But we don't. They don't have to be separate. We need both. And it's more than just the, oh, science will teach you how to clone a dinosaur, humanities will teach you why it's probably not a good idea. It's more than that. Okay. So, in order to create something, you have to have creativity. You have to have an idea. You have to be innovative. You have to be a problem solver. You have to be able to work through it. You have to think about problems that could arise or things that might happen. You have to think ahead. You have to, you get it. Anyway, but you also have to understand how the world works, because no matter how creative I am and how determined I am, I'm not going to be able to go against the laws of science and physics and all of that. And so you have to understand how that works. And a lot of times you'll have like a creative mind come up with something and they'll find someone that understands how things work and they work together. Okay, but that's fine. They're working together. You have to have both to be able to move forward. And so it's really frustrating for me when you hear about the humanities being cut because there's a new focus on STEM. Okay, STEM is great. We need to understand how these things work. We're not going to be able to take these ideas and these creative things and put them into action without STEM. But you're not going to be able to move forward in advanced civilization without humanities. We need both. You have to have both. And they should be equal, and we shouldn't think that the people that understand science and technology and engineering and math are better than the people that understand humanities. They're just different. I mean, you're kind of comparing apples to oranges here, guys. Like, really? So yeah, anyway. That's my huge, long, frustrated rant about STEM and humanities. And honestly, they go together. They really do. I mean, if I can live in harmony with this STEM career and also being a theater major, and yes, I'm not going to be teaching STEM forever. Eventually I'm going to cross over and teach theater. But I still like this. This is still important. You can't portray a scientist who knows all this stuff in a play unless you know what you're talking about. Okay, anyway, sorry. I'm ranting again.